Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Human Guide. I am Rayania Cheyenne. I'm an intuitive guide supporting people to answer the inner callings, whether it is to create a business that use your gifts or you, that you wish to create a fulfilling, loving soulmate relationship. So, in this episode of Human Guide, we're going to look at the energy, the weekly energy, what is it that we are not invited to look at, and how can we live through the week in as expansive, as peaceful, harmonious as possible. So this week is very exciting that we have the 8th of November new moon eclipse and have the 11th portal. All these portals you could look at, that it's really an opportunity, an invitation for us to dive deeper into what we wish to release and let go, and or create what we are really called to manifest or create. And while many of us also are very keen to, dive deeper, to really step into the higher timelines that you really wanted to experience in this lifetime, there are also some times that you just say, I just do not want to engage in all these activities and activations. And it does not matter what you are called to do, because what is the most important thing is tuning into yourself, to your inner guidance, to your inner GPS and campus, what is really beneficial for you. So for some people, it's really good to engage in, healing rituals and activations, and then, active group sharing. But for some people, actually, it's beneficial when you are able to find the time to sit down, carve a space that is uniquely you, that you can where you can prioritize yourself, which is very difficult for a lot of people. Prioritize yourself and give yourself the space to journal, to write, or to sit and just, contemplate, or just meditate, or just, breathe and draw, or do whatever that, or maybe play with your oracle cards or your tarot cards. Because very often people are keen to dive into certain activities because there's this sense of fear of missing out. And it is actually in itself a conditioning, a limiting belief that if we don't do this and X and Y, we are going to be late, we're going to be behind, we're going to fail. So this is first thing that comes up, that the guides or your guides really wish to invite you to look at and present, to look at that, what is the motivation when you decide to engage in a certain activity or event? What is your motivation behind? And it is important to look behind the motivation. You could say, yeah, because I wanted to feel better, I wanted to evolve, I wanted to grow. But then, look deeper behind that, what it is that you are feeling, you are sensing, you are believing, so that you need to that you wanted to leave behind, or what you wanted to heal, or so that you can feel better about yourself or with yourself. So the frequency of the motivation actually is very important. And very often we have the best of intention, but the frequency actually come from a lack, come from a judgment, come from, the intent, actually wanting to run away from what is not enough. So that is very interesting, because I think I have to say I'm also very guilty of that. For most of my life, I did a lot of things, wanted to be better, but actually it's also because I never thought it was enough. What I did was enough. So it does not mean we are going to change our life drastically, but it's really about the frequency we are in when we start something new, or when we take an action. And so invitation to review and look at the motivation of your decision. And the second thing is, look this week, especially focus on where you want to go, what you want to create. And it's very much like a theme of the rest of the 2022, like, the last 2 months. And it's a lot of family gathering opportunity together with friends, social gatherings as well. So it is important actually to also be very, very mindful and aware of what it is that we are participating in and engaged in when we are, going to the social events, when we are gathering with family, who, like, there's a version of ourselves. There's a version of ourselves that would engage in the conversation, the reaction, the comments, even things that we respond sometimes is different from who we really are when we are on our own and when we are with, people who are spiritually like-minded. So the invitation for the week actually is also to become very aware of who we are when we are engaged with the family or your partner or your child or your children or your colleague, because it is very influential to our journey, to our ascension journey, if you will, to really become present of who we are, how we are behaving, what frequency we are resonating in when we are engaging in the old dynamics, as you would say, and just become aware. And really, the essential part is to come back to the 0 point, to the high heart, to the heart center, like when we are being triggered, because usually the dynamics from friends, from family, from the one that are very close to you are very triggering, your siblings. And that is the moment to apply all what we have learned through all these modalities, all these channeling sessions, all this, online summit, retreat, to apply those rules, those methods, to come back to our heart center, and then to really become an observer, to see what is going on within me that I got so triggered, that I am so angry, I'm so sad, and I'm so pissed off, and I'm just not feeling good. So this is very important, because the family dynamics is where we are most entangled with. Of course, not to say there are very loving moments that we feel loved and supported, and we feel loving toward the loved ones, but it is also the area where that holds a lot of power that we gave away. So coming back, like, the reminder of this theme is to really allow ourselves to know where we are going, when it comes to family relationship, when it comes to your job situation. What do you wish to create this week? Like, through the portal, through the new moon, usually it's a good time to make your wishes, what you wanted to create in this coming up the moon cycle that's coming up. And the 11th also is inviting us to really step into our true essence, who we are here to become, to embody, to calling in more of our soul energy. So what do you want to create when you embody, when you receive more of the soul codes for your, the light codes from your star family? Like, what are you going to do with this new energy, with this new timeline? So it is about you step up, like you take the reign and say, this is what I want to create, this is what I want to experience, this is what the life I'm going to live. So stay very clear and focused throughout the day, of what you want to create. And I know this is very similar to the messages in some of the videos. We already talked about the family dynamics and focus on what we want to create, but it is really, it's becoming more and more important right now as the energy is very intense. And then there are a lot of ways of the metrics mechanism that are really in and out of our fields, like very, very strongly. So the more you are able to stay in your heart, return to your heart, the more you are able to ground yourself, the more you are able to hold on, to be clear to the intention, to the vision, to what you want to create, instead of focusing on the dialogue that's in my head, that the worry, the fear, the anger, the sadness, the powerlessness, instead of those moments, direct your intention to what it is that you want to experience, whether it's the frequency in this very moment, or it's the thing that you wanted to get done today or this week. So I hope that is helpful. And if you need some clarity, need some support to help you dive into this entanglement, this intense energy and emotions in your life, for you to see better, for you to be able to move forward in a spacious pace, then do reach out. I'm happy to support you through, a variation of whatever that is coming through for you, through your team of spirit guides, from your higher self, or from your star families, or from the ascended master that you work mostly with, or archangel. It's whatever is going to come through is going to be for your highest good, through your higher self and your team of guides. So yeah, I wish you a beautiful week, and really drink a lot of water, because the water is a very powerful conduit. So to have the intention for the water to cleanse you, to ground you, to nourish you, and really enjoy today, enjoy every moment, and enjoy this week. And I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful time, and see you very soon.